who's doing your assessments, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So before we get started, there are a few housekeeping items that I just want to go over with you, okay? One being confidentiality. Everything that we talk about today will remain confidential between me and you. There are a few things, though, that I will have to share information with people, though. One being things that we talk about that will benefit you, help your case out. I will share things of that nature to your case manager and to your DCS case manager who's helping on your case, okay? Other things that I will share information would be if you disclose to me that you're wanting to harm someone else or perhaps harm yourself. I will take that information and report it to the right people, okay? And with that being said, if that does happen, just know that we'll get you the services that you need, okay? Okay, so before we also get started, just want to make sure you're comfortable. Can I get you anything to drink or anything?
No, thanks.
Okay, all right. At any time, if you need to take a break, just let me know, and we can take as many breaks as you like.
Okay.
So I told you my name. My name is Nola. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I don't know anything about you.
Okay. All right. So my name is Ron. I'm 26. I'm actually a single parent. So I've got just one son.
Okay.
His name is Andrew, and he's just my pride and joy. He's just my main man, I guess. You know.
Right.
So, yeah. So I really enjoy working with like electronics and stuff. So really do like to do that. But I guess that's about it.
Okay. So Ron, why are you being referred to my services?
As far as that, so I actually just lost my job. I was laid off about 6 months ago. I was actually a janitor at a local high school here. So apparently some other people that were in my apartment had heard, seen those eviction notices and stuff like that. So they reported it to DCS. So with that happening and everything, they came and got my son and everything. So
Okay.
it was definitely a rough time.
Okay. So help me understand just a little bit. What did they report to DCS?
They a lot of them had known that I'd been laid off for a while.
Okay,
And,
laid off.
so,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess there were concerns about your son.
Yeah. They were worried that he wasn't being treated or as healthy as what he could be, because I didn't have as much money since I was about to be evicted out of the apartment and everything too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Thank you for helping me understand that. So you said you were a janitor at the local high school. So job-wise, are you looking for more work like that, or what are you interested in?
As far as that, job-wise, just whatever job I can get to get my son back.
Okay.
All the time, because just not being around him is just it's rough.
Right.
I get to see him every once in a while, but it's just not the way it's supposed to be, with your kids.
Right.
So, but as far as jobs go, like I said, I'll take just about anything. But stuff that I'm interested in is like electronics and stuff. So, kind of like messing around with those. So like any kind of job dealing with that, fixing things,
Right.
seeing what's wrong with them and troubleshooting and stuff. That would be more my, I guess, dream job.
Okay. All right. So how did you start working with electronics?
As far as that, I was younger. My parents' radio stopped working, so I started. They were just gonna throw it away, so I was like, okay, well, let me have it,
Right.
And so I had, just the simple tools, like a screwdriver and stuff. So just started opening it up, looking around, and looking at it and everything. And I noticed there was a wire that was disconnected, so I just kind of connected it back, plugged it in, and started working again. So
Okay.
from then on, I was really interested in all that. So.
Okay. All right. So does Andrew help you with any stuff like that, or?
Yeah. On some of the weekends and stuff, we would we actually go to the different thrift shops and
Okay.
different like flea markets and stuff,
Right.
and find just little things that weren't working quite right, or
Right.
just were just completely messed up. But we buy just different things that we can kind of tinker around with and stuff, and he really has fun with it too. So that's just something that we can do as a father son kind of thing. It's
Right.
really enjoyable.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. You told me that you were a single parent. So is that stressful at times for you?
Yeah, it can definitely be stressful at times for sure.
Okay. During those stressful times, what are those stressors that get to you?
So one of the biggest things is just when my son asked about his mother, she left and everything, and it hasn't been the same since then. And he's when he asks about it, it's hard to tell him, that hey, your mother left, because of this, because of that, anything like that. It's just really hard, and not only that, being laid off and everything, it's not having the money for food, every day for me. Like I make sure Andrew gets food every day. I make sure he's because he's a grown boy, he's gotta have his gotta have everything. So there'll be days where I'll go without food just to make sure that he's healthy and going on the right path.
Okay. Well, I commend you on the things that you are doing, and this is the first step. Is reaching out and getting those assistance that you need, and that's what we're here for. We just want to make sure that that we're here to help you. Everything that we're doing is to benefit you and your son. So, how old was Andrew when your wife left?
He was 8.
He was 8, okay.
Yeah. He actually he just turned 9 back August 9th is his birthday, so
Okay.
he just turned 9.
Well, that's
So
great.
that was an exciting time for us. So
Definitely. Okay. And I believe, did you tell me earlier that Andrew was in a foster family, or where is Andrew at currently?
yeah. So he's actually with a foster family now. I get to see him, every weekend, so that's
Okay.
always good. But yeah.
Okay. And this is just a general question, but is this your first time with DCS, or do you have prior history with their agency?
This is the first time.
First
First time
time.
I've ever dealt with DCS. So
Okay. All right. So, excuse me. So tell me about losing your son that day.
okay. So as far as that, I had just pretty much just got off. Well, I had gotten off work a little bit earlier, and my son had just come home from school and everything. So we were just sitting there at the table and just messing around and stuff, and with some of the electronics we had got the weekend before, and
Okay.
all of a sudden get a knock at the door. Go answer it, and they let me know they're from DCS, and they sat me down and talked to me about my son, and saying that pretty much telling me that I'm not really a fit parent at this time, just because I'm don't have a job, and I'm about to get evicted out of my apartment and everything. So they it was really hard time listening to it, but I knew they were telling the truth. Like as hard as it was to realize or to admit it, it was gonna be bad, especially when we were evicted out of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to Andrew and let him know that hey, they're gonna place you with some nice people and everything, and let you stay with them for a little bit. But I would see him on weekends and everything. So he took it a lot better than I expected. But yeah, it was definitely a rough time.
I bet. Can't imagine. So you do get to see Andrew on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
I recall you saying that earlier. So tell me about seeing Andrew on the weekends.
Okay, as far as that, it's just the greatest time of my life. Not getting to see him during the week. That's what I think about all through the week is the weekends, getting to see my son. So, but when I go there, we'll go inside the house and talk a little bit, and with him and his foster family and everything. So
Okay.
Just just kind of build a relationship there. And so after that, normally we'll go outside. They live in a nice little subdivision and everything, so we'll walk around the neighborhood and just kind of talk about things. You know, he just talked about just this past weekend as far as playing Candyland. You know, and some of those games that I used to play as a kid, and really enjoyed. So it was it was something good to hear. You know, he wasn't just locked up in his room or anything like that. You know, he was actually out doing stuff, and that foster family actually has one boy and one girl too. So he's got somebody to kind of play with and stuff. So
Now, are those children his age or are they older?
Yeah, they're one of them's 8 and one of them's 9, and since he just
right around his age.
So,
Well, that's good. That's good that he has those other children to play with, so he doesn't feel so alone. Okay, well that's great. So, in our sessions, we'll talk about different things each time. But for this one, we're just getting to know each other, and just so I can help you along with our sessions that we have prior to this one, or after this one. Excuse me. So what are your goals for your ultimate goals of getting out of our sessions and through your caseworker?
As far as that, I mean, number one top priority is getting my son back all the time. The weekends are nice, and I'm glad I have at least that. But I'd rather have him, like a parent should, just all the time. And then just having a job, a steady paying job, not something that's just temporary or anything like that. Having something that is more permanent, and making enough money to be able to feed him, clothe him, just of course myself too, but it's more about him. But just being able to have a roof over our heads, and just make sure everything's I guess hunky dory with us and everything. So
of course. Okay. All right. And those are great goals, and they're very reachable. Things that we like to talk with our clients about are their goals, and we want to be upfront and be honest with each other. And those goals that you have, you just told me they're very reachable, and you can achieve those. Now, if there were goals that were just very far-fetched, it would be my job, to kind of bring you back down and say, well, you did tell me that you did like to do this, so let's talk about that. So just know that we're going to be very honest with each other in these sessions, and that will keep us on track together, okay? But with that being said, we've talked about a lot of things today, and I just want you to know that I do commend you and appreciate, you coming in and taking the time and talking with me, even though, you were referred from DCS for my services. But, some parents, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, you are taking the step in the right direction, and that is really good. So, before our session ends, do you have any other questions or concerns that you want to discuss with me?
No, not really. I just, I feel a lot better about this now that I've talked to you. So
well, good.
I do appreciate that.
Good, thank you. Okay, well, just know that you can contact my office at any time. If you need to talk to me or discuss anything about, anything on your mind or anything, especially if you can't get in touch with your caseworker, I might be able to find her for you. But just know our next appointment will be around October the 17th. Is that an okay day for you?
Oh, yeah. That will work.
Perfect. Around the same time, about 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. In that session, we'll talk more about a treatment plan for you. We'll, sit down and discuss your strengths like we talked about today, but just a little more in depth and see if we can't, get a plan together laid out. And so, because I want to hear it from you personally.
Okay.
All right. Okay, well, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Okay, sounds good.